This is Ringside Renaissance. Consider this a state of the union. You think just because you're in the IWC that you're bigger stars than us? You're dealing with the best in the world. I've never been so delusional. I've never been so desperate, and we don't deserve it. We earned it, and I've never wanted to sell my soul so much. So Jesse, ring the bell.
You are now listening to the Ringside Renaissance Wrestling Podcast.
And we're back for another episode of Ringside Renaissance. Yeah, and we're here talking about the WWE Elimination Chamber and the fallout on Monday Night Raw. Well, yeah, with our reviews from all of it. And of course, we are Ringside Renaissance, and I'm here joined by the best tag team partner in the world, the best co-host in the world, pretty, deadly Jesse. Cheer. And I'm your boy, Kombat Jones.
Time silly, damn really, I'm kinda shy. Who the fuck fucking with crime lately? On my lessons I've learned it too late. Choke you with my shoelace, put your head in the suitcase.
Ooh. Check 1 2. Check 1 2.
Get this man a record deal.
Woo!
He might need a new career choice. Get him a record deal. Shout
Bad
out AJ Galante
boys.
and the Danbury Trashers. Yeah,
Yeah.
bro. I see what you're
Talking
doing.
trash. Talking trash.
Yes.
John Cena's a bad boy now. He was always a bad boy. He was always a trasher. We the bad boys of wrestling podcast too.
John Cena, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
Yeah. He
Bad
ain't for the
boy.
kids anymore.
Oh, we got plenty to talk about, man. There's plenty of shaking up happening in the WWE universe. Elimination Chamber happened Saturday. We're so glad to be back. We've been wanting to do our reactions review for this for quite a while. 2 days.
It was crazy. It was crazy.
Ground shaking. And was it all that impressive to us? I don't know. Find out. But before you do that, you need to like, share, and subscribe. Tell your friends about us. Our Ringside Renaissance needs to grow. It has grown, and it's all because of you. Thank you all so much. Man, oh man, Elimination Chamber. Wow. I really don't think he smelled Mama Rose on those fingers before John
Man,
Cena
it was
attacked
crazy.
him.
I'm so hyped. Elimination Chamber was crazy. It was insane. The internet, the IWC is ablaze. It's on fire. John Cena, The Rock, Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, everybody shook us up. Monday Night Raw shook us up. It's crazy. People losing their minds. So hype. I'm so
was a-
astounded. I'm so excited. I'm beyond words.
From an outside looking in standpoint, what happened, and we're going to get to it, we're going to break it down, but everybody knows what happened at this point. We're not breaking any news to you right now, but like ESPN covering it, #1 trend worldwide, hundreds of millions of views all over all aspects of the internet. Like, who can say that this is not like a earth-shattering event that's happened? And
Yeah.
man, oh man, what? I'll get into my thoughts on it.
Dare I
Man.
say it was the best men's elimination chamber of all time?
Oh no.
No? No? Maybe just because it's fresh.
Probably.
But
I still
to
think
me,
the
to me,
first
that's
one
how I
was-
felt. The first one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. With Shawn Michaels, blah blah blah. With them,
Yeah,
with them brown pants, them brown shorts.
The brown pants, yeah, HBK,
The
yeah,
brown pants. Yeah.
that's right. But I don't know. It was all right. It was not all right. It was good. It was good. The finish, I think, left some to be desired, just because I'm kind of confused about where they're going, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. But to get to the men's
angered.
chamber, we need to talk about the women's chamber that kicked
Yes.
off.
Wow.
The women entered into their pods. Starting out was Naomi and Liv Morgan, and before the bell even rang, man,
they hit that music. A storm is coming.
Oh, and a hurricane it was, because Jade Cargill makes her long-awaited return, sets the world on fire. The black outfit looked amazing.
Yeah.
And she was a woman on a mission. She came into that ring. Everybody was looking at Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan looked scared for her life.
Shook. She was a shook one. And I messed with Liv too, but she was shook.
Man, did she go after Liv Morgan though?
She just got right up to her. Liv thought it was coming, and she ducked the left, and she went straight for Naomi, and she went to town. Pound Town. Pound Town. Shout out to Sexy Red for that one. Jade took Naomi to Pound Town, and not the way that she was talking.
The thing with this with me is that, like, in this 5-minute segment, she completely annihilated Naomi, right? Hit her off the cell, hit her off the pods,
yes.
Just completely annihilated her to the point where Naomi, was no longer able to compete in the Elimination Chamber. That's how bad she was beaten.
Right.
And then when she's trying to crawl the chamber, Jade slams the chamber door on her as well.
Crazy.
Now,
yes, Jade used that whole chamber on Naomi. Every part of it, like, you should use a hotel room and get make every use of your dollar in that hotel room. She used every piece of that chamber on Naomi. And when she slammed her head in that cage door, when they shut it, woo! I'm surprised there was anything left, and it wasn't mush.
Man, I'll tell you,
I'm surprised there was anything left of those plastic pods.
You know, it's just like a hotel room. There's gonna be upcharges on the credit card from all of the stains that are gonna be left all over everything.
Oh yeah,
but like
yes,
in
absolutely.
this 5 minutes, if anybody questioned Jade Cargill being an absolute superstar in the WWE, this put it all to rest. She looked amazing. She was right where she needed to be when she needed to be there. She had conviction. She had malice. And it's not just her returning from an injury. It's her returning from an injury, and one of her best friends is the one that attacked her. And her emotions, she just wore on her sleeve and just completely decimated Naomi.
She showed it so good. Naomi didn't even have a chance to react or even have an emotion.
Now,
other than get the crap beat out of her. And man, when Jade kicked Naomi in the face straight back into the she was not holding back. That was stiff. And I think what you were going to get to, Bianca was just upset. She could not control herself. She wanted out so bad. I don't know what would have happened if she got out, but she was just.
Do you think her reactions deemed her a cohort in this whole thing? It just seemed like she was very more upset about Naomi being beat up than confused about the situation.
Okay, I can see that.
So it was whatever, but
I think you might be right.
That stiff boot, everything was stiff, including Kombat Jones watching this, because if you guys didn't know, Kombat Jones loves him some brown sugar, and not the kind he takes in his oatmeal.
I don't discriminate. Variety is the spice of life, baby.
That's right. You have
from
no
the trailer
room to
parks
talk
to
about
the
spices being as white
from
as
the
you
trailer
are.
parks to around the world. I do not discriminate.
But yeah, this was before the Elimination Chamber even started. So Naomi got taken out. She was done. Liv Morgan was left there. And I don't remember the exact order. I'm not going to give a whole play-by-play. Everybody's seen it, right? But this women's chamber was actually very impressive. I really enjoyed it.
You liked it? I thought you... okay.
More than I thought I would. I actually appreciated and enjoyed Liv Morgan's part in this as well. I just thought it was a very well done Elimination Chamber, her with Bianca fighting up on top of the chamber, the near falls, the reversal into the oblivion.
Yes.
I really like the flow and the way this match went.
Yeah, it didn't look forced. It didn't look like too much rehearsed.
No.
You know what I'm
Roxanne
saying?
Perez,
Like it. Yeah,
Roxanne Perez
like,
shined again. Her feud with
Yeah.
Bayley is just starting to boil over again. Roxanne actually eliminated Bayley,
Yep.
if I remember correctly. But yeah, Bianca finally came in. She was a ball of fire. She was all emotional. Bianca's an absolute superstar.
Yeah,
She
she looks so
amazing in the
good.
ring.
Yeah.
I have an issue, right? I take issue with, and we'll talk about it more on Raw, but when you
Okay.
have like just complete, like, I don't even really know how to say it, but like women like Bianca and Jade and Rhea Ripley and, you know, women like that are just like so
Giants.
impressive physically
Yes.
and, you know, power.
Yes.
It's hard to kind of take the smaller women seriously. Alexa Bliss was in there. She did very well.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, it's hard to suspend my disbelief with a lot of it. And Bianca just looked amazing. Liv Morgan rolled up Alexa Bliss, got a 3 count. Alexa Bliss was like completely beside herself. I think there is seeds growing later on for that.
I like that. Okay. No help from the Wyatt Six.
Yeah, well, Bo Dallas wasn't
Not
cleared
yet.
until 2 days later, so you know he couldn't show up.
And the others can't think for themselves to do it.
Okay, so the Wyatt Sucks fans, right, that sit there and say, well, Bo Dallas has been injured, that's why he's out. Stone Cold Steve Austin had a broken neck and was still showing up to Raw every week and doing segments. Just because he's in, the Wyatt Sucks have only had 3 matches.
Didn't it come out that Penta's been hurt like the whole time too, or something like that? Allegedly.
Oh, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people.
He's a dog, bro. He's a dog.
He's a dog. He's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, at the end of the day, I don't mean to go off on tangents here.
No. I'm surprised you liked Liv because I thought she did great throughout the match too and carried people too. Like
it was great. Yeah. I think the whole dynamic she had, her trying to escape from Bianca because Bianca was taking her emotions out on Liv.
Yep.
They had the picture on the internet the day after of Liv in the mirror, and she had black and blue marks all over her. Shout out to her, man. I'm never gonna take away from somebody's like passion and their drive to be a professional wrestler. I just don't particularly care for her, but in this role that she had, I think she looked amazing. And she didn't look amazing, but she did amazing in her role.
Yeah,
but
I think she deserves respect over. I mean, even with the Riot Squad years, but they've put a lot on to Liv these last couple years.
Oh, I'm sure a lot of guys have put a lot on Liv in the last few years. But
well, lucky for them. I still got the whole hotel room key, I guess. But that's beside the point. Okay. WWE has really helped her out and gave a lot of responsibility to her and put a lot of trust in her with these storylines and with the belt and with everything else. And I think she's came through. And I think it's props to her for that. You know, you can't take it away. She hasn't blown anything. I mean, as far as the storylines, as far as the wrestling,
there's probably some storylines where she has too. They just haven't come out and said it.
Fair enough.
The women's tag team match, we had Trish Stratus and Tiffy Time versus Nia and Candice LeRae. To be honest with you, I didn't pay much attention to this. It was just filler. I knew what the match was going to be.
Right.
Trish probably still looked great.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Trish really did look great. And then you went to, if you fast forward to the SmackDown or right before rewind. The SmackDown right before it, Trish had really had a great moment with the Toronto crowd. And I think that carried over with Trish and Tiff to their match.
Yeah.
But it was the match of the night that was kind of like the bathroom break match. I mean, nobody's going to argue with that.
I think the 35 minutes of ads in between matches were the bathroom breaks. But My
Netflix,
problem
too.
is you have Tiffy as the women's champion, but she's taking a back
Right.
seat to Trish Stratus in her hometown in the tag team. Like, shouldn't the women's champion be the highlight, not like a returning legend? And like, all props to Trish Stratus. That was our era, and
Yeah.
I'm not
I
going
guess
to
it
deny
was
her
her
athleticism
way
and
of
stuff.
putting her over. I with still getting her stuff in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get my shit in. Yeah.
Okay, Brian Cage. Yeah, moving on. The unsanctioned match, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens.
They kept the lights dim. A dark cloud rolled over the WWE universe. For the unsanctioned.
People aren't gonna like what I have to say about this.
Really? Oh, you got a hot take for this? Really?
We gotta keep it consistent across the board, right? I saw about.
Let them have it.
Drum roll, please. You're looking for a drum roll? Okay. No drum
got
roll.
one.
Okay, I got you. So I'm sorry, I didn't mean to put you on the spot. What do we say is like one of the biggest, and I'm going to bring this up a few times in this review, one of the biggest pet peeves I have about AEW.
Okay,
is
I know where you're going with this.
500 near falls, the false finishes, the moves that could have been finishes that are just 2 counts. It's like you're burying if these two were in a regular singles one-on-one match, how would the match ever end? Like, they're getting completely destroyed. They're getting fisherman bomb through chairs, 2 count. Well, okay, so now you're burying that fisherman bomb move because the fisherman bomb can't beat anybody going through a chair. It ain't going to beat anybody going through on just the mat. So matches like this sometimes get lost in translation with me. And like I said, I got to stay consistent because I harp on AEW about this all the time. About the
You don't want to be a hypocrite now, do you?
No, and I'm not a hypocrite. I'm being honest.
A lot of hypocrites out there in the IWC.
Yeah. And then they take back their stuff. They can't hang with us. But I just got to be consistent with it. Like I liked where they were going with it. I liked the finish and the surprise return at the end. I liked that, but the meat and potatoes of the match
really
it lost me.
See, I completely I'm opposite of that. Like, I understand what you're saying with the moves and everything. I liked the match. Besides, I thought it was over the top and stupid, but I thought it was hilarious. The perfectly wrapped barbed wire chair. Like, they took hours and hours to wrap this chair so perfectly with barbed wire, so flush, that it even opened up.
Yeah.
When do you see these barbed wire chairs open ever? Never, because they're just wrapped in barbed wire. They can't open. They're wrapped up, right? And it was just perfect. It was perfect, but perfectly done by the production.
There was a little video of Kevin Owens before the event walking through and just grabbing wrenches and okay, so you're just going around finding every little thing on the way to your match, but then you, like you said, taking the time to perfectly wrap this barbed wire chair.
Right. But for what it was supposed to be unsanctioned. It was supposed to be over the top. It was a lights out match, as AEW would somewhat call it, which they made it. It was dim. It was dark. They went all out. They did some of them hard moves that you're not normally going to see, right? And they brought it back to like a Ring of Honor style. They brought it back to an AEW type of style match. So I hope all the people that love AEW love that match.
Yeah. Okay.
Because if that match had been on AEW, it would have been 5 stars in their eyes. Am I wrong?
For sure.
Exactly.
Sure.
Tell me when I'm telling lies. Exactly. Yes.
And I can agree with that, but like at the same time, like I said, that's what makes me I hate.
So what I didn't like about it in that sense was I loved how hard hitting and nasty the match was, but the end, it just then he just hits another normal move on the outside or whatever and brings him in 1, 2, 3, and it's over.
I'm saying
after all finish. These, exactly. That's my problem with it. I loved like everything up to it, but I thought he should have done something even way, way, way more over the top, or to where like the ref was just like, okay, stop it, no more, or they had, rather than just another move that they've been doing the whole match. And why is this enough now?
Yeah.
As far as Randy Orton coming out, that was great. I have no problem with that. That made sense. People were expecting it.
I agree. That was the best part of the match for me, was the end.
Yeah.
Because Kevin Owens continued to beat up Sami Zayn, and then we all heard voices in our head, and Randy Orton comes out. Aura. He's got such aura. Did you see the aura on Randy Orton?
Aura. Cinema.
And he's coming out to make the save for Sami Zayn, but he's taking his sweet ass time getting to the ring to make sure he soaks in the pop. But comes in, beats the hell out of Kevin Owens, and tries to punt his head off. Did you see that, man? That's old. That's vintage Randy Orton right there.
That's the vintage punt that took out Punk from the championship originally. Man. Unbelievable.
Great to see Randy Orton back. I think they're obviously the direction they're going to go for Mania.
I hope we see that punt connect at the end of all of this.
Oh, probably. They've been teasing it. Yeah, he's been teasing it even in other matches. So that should be
But we called it. We were 2 for 2 there.
We were 2 for 2. We were on a hot streak. We were really.
I stayed unbiased with that. Yes.
Yeah. So both of us did at this point. So then that rolled into the men's elimination chamber match. Yeah, it was a good match.
I loved it.
It was
for the most part.
I liked how everybody was thinking Cena was going to come out last because he's old and hasn't really been in the ring. Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest looked really good. Actually, Damian Priest looked really good in this match.
He did. We all knew he didn't have a chance in hell to win. But I don't know who would have been better to be in that match with those guys besides Damian Priest. So I'll give him some love there as far as that's concerned. But
Logan Paul looked all right. I mean,
yeah.
I think
he was good for the chirping and that side of the story with it, the celebrity aspect and making it feel big, and maybe, oh my God, maybe somehow Logan Paul could win this.
Yeah. And he lasted. What? He was the third person eliminated.
Yeah, we called it. I called it. Punk called it. Of course,
The go to sleep. He went. Oh yeah. But the surprising thing about it was Drew McIntyre eliminated first. That
yes.
Really threw me through a loop. I was kind of taken aback by that. I really wasn't.
Yeah. Once I seen that, I was like, oh my, holy. Drew McIntyre is out of this first, and people picked him to win.
Drew McIntyre, he's out. He's out.
Oh my God. Put me on WWE. Put me on for my reaction. Oh my God, I'm so genuinely shocked. Oh my God, Drew McIntyre's. Shout out to Mikey, though. We love you. Your reactions are so great. We love you, Mikey. That laser is amazing.
I'm gonna rent out a whole B-dubs just so everybody can see my reaction. And sit on a throne like I'm important. But there's so so that really surprised me. You called the go to sleep from Logan Paul. For Logan Paul.
Punk called it, but I backed him up on it.
You seconded it. I got you.
I seconded it,
So then we had the cool moment between John Cena and CM Punk in the ring where they met each other in the ring and hugged each other, then started squaring up with each other.
Yes.
I think that was a pretty cool moment at the time. Afterwards, it just, whatever.
When you said Punk climbed the cage a little bit and pointed at the sign.
Yeah, as soon as he did that, I texted you and said he's not winning.
I was like,
As soon as Punk did that, I messaged you right there and said Punk's not winning.
And again, just like the Royal Rumble, they made it almost too obvious that he was going to win. or that he might win. And I'm like, if he almost even does win now, it might not even be that great of a shock or that big of a deal, honestly. Like, it still would have been, but not for the story that happened afterwards.
No. So it did. It came down to CM Punk and John Cena.
After he eliminated
Seth Rollins. Yep, it was a go to sleep to an attitude adjustment. Seth Rollins gets eliminated.
Teamwork, baby.
Cena and Punk fight. Punk falls his head outside the chamber to a waiting Seth Rollins who hadn't.
As soon as
exited.
I seen his head go outside the thing, and I seen Seth wasn't out, I was like, oh no,
it's over. Yep.
He
does a curb stomp to CM Punk. John Cena capitalizes, puts the attitude, like the STFU,
whatever the hell they call it.
What is it?
STF.
Yeah, the STF, whatever.
Yeah.
Punk falls. He goes to sleep.
Oh, I hate submissions when people pass out and they act like they just passed out in like 10 seconds, like that. Like,
they don't even do the arm thing anymore.
I know, and like like you were just in the STF for 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And you weren't passed out.
But
I mean, I get
his
it,
head
but
stomped either.
like, anybody ever got past anybody out before or been passed out? Like, you know what happens. You know how it works.
Head rush. If
you know how it works. Hey. Who wants to smoke? If you know, you know.
Yeah. So John Cena wins the Elimination Chamber. He is going to face Cody at the main event. This is what everybody's talking about. I don't even really want to dwell on it very much. It's been so overdone.
Yeah.
John Cena wins. Cody Rhodes immediately comes out to the ring, shakes Cena's hand.
Yes.
Da-da-da-da-da-da. We get the Rock's music. He comes out with Travis Scott.
Well, they play Travis Scott's music first, too.
Yes.
So he comes out, and then, he's...
It's confusing.
Got his sage with him. I thought he was going to be smoking, too.
I think Pat McAfee was just calling it sage, and everybody thinks it was...
No, it was. I seen him. I believe it was sage.
Oh, okay.
I think it was. I think I saw a close-up video of it. I think it was. Maybe I'm wrong, though. His souls were going to be snatched, and, he's...
doing
Travis Scott's not the best human being either. If you've been to his concerts in Las Vegas and you've lived through them, you probably know he's hanging out with the right crowd, and his flight log should probably be checked too, or his soul has already been sold or snatched.
Okay.
Makes great sneakers, though. But if they didn't have his name on them, nobody would buy them either.
Right. So they're not that great. So
yeah, that's true.
They come out to the ring.
It's an investment.
The Rock confronts Cody, asks Cody,
"Hey, boy, did you make your decision yet?"
The Rock's offer to be the Rock's champion. And what did he say, Kombat Jones?
I sold my soul a long time ago to these people, to this championship, to the WWE Universe. I'm in their hearts. Hey, Rock, go yourself. And I popped.
Yeah.
I popped. Woo! I popped, baby.
And that was a callback to the Rock's social media video telling Cody to do the same thing.
Okay. I didn't even remember that.
Had a video of it, yeah.
But man, to hear Cody Rhodes drop the F-bomb like that, uncensored, on TV, on my TV, I gained a lot of respect for Cody right there. I'm back in with Cody now.
Okay.
I said I wanted the fire. Cody brought the fire with that.
Okay. He even
he's
dropped
cool
the
in my
list
book
for it.
Again.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not gonna make fun of him for at least a week with the lisp. John Cena paraded around the ring, went over, dapped Cody Rhodes up, and
kicked him in the family jewels. But it was an awkward situation in between that. There was sort of a pause before that even happened. They were all just kind of looking at each other.
Yeah.
And Travis Scott sitting back in the corner, burning his sage. And meanwhile, all this is happening. He gets in the ring with The Rock, and he's sizing everybody up, looking at them like he's going to do something. Like,
Yeah.
come at Kombat Jones, Travis Scott. We can settle
think
this. I'll settle it for you.
it took away something for me having him there. And no offense, I don't know
It was a
enough
big
about
star thing. I get it. And he is like headlining WrestleMania as far as a musical act, I
Okay.
believe. And he's part of all that. So I guess he's part of the dark side with The Rock now. And
Okay.
he's a soul collector, snatcher, grabber,
Boy
yapper,
Soul Snatcher. Yeah. So
horrible rapper, uses auto tune because he
now
can't rap because it's not a factor.
this is my point of contention I'm going to bring up with. Okay, so as you said, John Cena looks over his Cody's shoulder. The Rock gives the stink finger, and
The reverse, yeah.
John Cena completely annihilates Cody Rhodes, takes the Rolex watch, gets some color,
Yes.
hits him with the belt. Travis Scott gives him the bitch slap from hell.
Oh my God. He really, from the video, it looked like he really punched him too.
Yeah, there's going to be some cauliflower ear from that. Yeah.
Travis was getting his receipts for whatever reason it was. Yeah.
This is my issues. I'm going to say my issues with it, right? As soon as Cody came out, dapped up the John Cena, and then The Rock came out and Cena was still in the ring,
Yeah.
I knew something was happening.
I mean, of course. If something didn't happen, I was going to be like, okay, this sucks. I'm so annoyed. If Cody tells The Rock, no, I don't want to sell my soul, and then he just daps up John Cena and then they just celebrate, and I was going to be so pissed.
So this is
I was going to be so disappointed.
This is where I'm at with. And before we say this, shout out to Baby Sam from Sam's on Wrestling because he predicted this.
Some people called it.
On his
show. Some people called it. Yeah.
To which Big Sam said there was 0% chance it was going to happen, and I take every chance I can to.
There was people out there in the IWC or in the media or whatever saying nobody would have predicted this. Nobody, I don't care what you say, nobody's seen this coming. There was people that it was one of their options that it could happen.
Yes. So this is my point of contention with it. In the world of WWE, right?
Okay.
What if John Cena sat out in the ring? Travis Scott came out with The Rock. The Rock said, Cody, what's your answer? And Cody said, yes, Rock, I'm going to join you.
Then what's next? You just going to beat up John Cena right there? Or like
So if in this world, right, in the WWE universe that we're living in right now.
Right. Real world.
Right. The real world, right? Correct.
Yes. Yeah.
Rock didn't know Cody's answer. So if Cody would have said, yes, Rock, I'm joining you. So for me, I feel like it would have made more of a splash.
Yeah.
To have Cody tell Rock off at the end of Elimination Chamber. And then, or even do it before the Elimination Chamber.
Okay.
And then have a face-off John Cena and Cody on SmackDown. The SmackDown after. And them talking in the ring and talk about the WrestleMania moment. Then all of a sudden, The Rock's music hits.
Okay.
He walks out. He does the thing. John Cena jumps him right there. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so you don't want to take my offer, Cody? I found somebody who will. But to have that in the back pocket, like, oh, John Cena's going to turn without even knowing Cody's answer first.
Well, some would say and have said.
Claimed
that, that, and it would make sense to a certain degree that Rock already knew Cody was going to say no. Because he just, figured that's how he is. And when we go to this thing, or whatever it is, the reverse or whatever, because John Cena does it like this, right? The Rock has done the reverse or how 3 fingers,
John
2 fingers,
Cena did
whatever.
this, or Rock did this after Bad Blood or whatever.
Yes. And it goes back even farther after that, which is actually interesting. Because I was watching, just randomly watched CM Punk contract negotiation or some, it was one of the promos from 2011-ish with John Cena. CM Punk gets a video when they're in the ring with Vince McMahon. CM Punk gets a video from The Rock, and The Rock's talking shit to John Cena. And The Rock starts off by going, he's counting down, right? In reality, probably for the video, but he's doing it then. And you look back at all these other things, and they're doing it then. John Cena's doing it then. I guess some people should have seen it. coming, maybe.
Is it the new Illuminati sign?
It must. It's their bat signal, as Bully Ray called, or I guess or something like that, maybe to know when to do it. And even going back to last year, when The Rock was beating Cody outside, with the Mama Rhodes belt or whatever, the trailer was right there with John Cena's face on it. It also had Austin's face on it. So is that foreshadowing?
I'm glad you said that.
Is it foreshadowing? I don't know, or is it just another
well, a lot of people
coincidence?
A lot of people said it was foreshadowing for last year's Mania because Cena came out to help Cody, and then they said that it was supposed to be Stone Cold, but it ended up being The Undertaker. But it's funny you say that because who is the one person that hasn't really came in that Cody could call to kind of have his back at WrestleMania, and who has had a bigger feud at WrestleMania than Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock?
Who understands it better? That's true. Ooh. So to save it from last year and not have
that glass shatter in Las Vegas, and Austin's going to come out and take out the final boss.
That would be insane. And I had thoughts about it, and I was like, it would have made sense if they could have went with CM Punk also, and then CM Punk could have sold his. They could have put Punk in Cena's situation and done the same thing, right? Yeah. And it would have made sense because Punk said, "I'm the devil, I'm Satan." You knew he would. He'll do it if he has to a certain extent. Yeah. Whether he stands with the people or not, I don't know. We'd see. And it would have made sense in the storyline for him to do it. But looking back now and like processing it, obviously it was a bigger shock for John Cena to do it and got more headlines for John Cena to do it. It would have been more predictable. It would have made more sense for Punk to do it. But for Cena to do it now, it was more shock, caused more waves, got more press, got more media attention, everything for John Cena to be the one to turn heel on his last in his last 10 months, allegedly, run. Now, is he really done now? Who knows? Like people have said, if The Rock if he has your soul and you are ran by The Rock now and you do what he says, do you even get to retire when you want to retire?
Yeah. I'm thinking of it in the means of I don't think John Cena's ever going to win his title now. Because, so look at John Cena, right? Him as a person. I'm going to say this and we'll move on. Unless you have other things to say. But
I have like a long-term booking I'll throw out there for it.
Okay, so I'm thinking he'll never win the title because John Cena's whole shtick as being like the champion in the face of the company was showing the kids hustle, loyalty, or respect, doing good things, and good things will come to you and stuff like that.
Right.
So I think this storyline is going to show he turned heel and can't get the job done. So doing the wrong thing, you don't get what you want.
And I think karma bit him in the ass.
Right. I think that's what this storyline is going to show. He sold his soul and he's not going to get what he wants. So it's going to show like the youth and people. If you do the right thing, you will get the right things. But if you do the wrong thing, you don't get what you want coming to you. So I think that's a storyline they should play with it.
And I'm going with you on that. And then to follow that up and to take it further in the story, I don't think John Cena will leave the WWE still as a heel, still being hated. I think down the line after this, he will have his redemption. He will finally turn back on The Rock, and maybe he will get that Money in the Bank, and maybe he will win right before he goes out that championship and relinquish it maybe, and he might still hit 17. And by what you're saying all that stuff and talking to the kids and talking to the universe and telling them how what he did was wrong, getting redemption in the end.
Yeah.
He's going to go out being loved. I think anything is possible. Never say never, of course, but I still think he will go out as a babyface when all is said and done. And I hope he gets 17, honestly, too, when all is said and done. Before.
I don't like how he said, "Oh, this is going to be my farewell tour." Da 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 da. We've seen him twice this year.
Yeah.
and then he wins the match. He's had 2 matches in the last 2 years. He wins the match, and should he show up on Raw to explain why he did what he did? Should he show up on SmackDown? No, he went off to go film a movie,
Right.
and he'll be back in a couple weeks. And it's like the same old song and dance of WWE picking a part-time person to come in and main event Mania instead of somebody that is Drew McIntyre and CM Punk had the best feud in wrestling last year, whatever. My personal opinion, I don't care what anybody else says.
Yes.
Workhorses, showing up every week, putting the work in.
Yeah.
Like, and
even when he couldn't wrestle,
to be the payoff. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And WrestleMania is supposed to be the payoff for that.
Mm-hmm.
And I can understand not having Punk and Cody because you don't want people booing Cody at WrestleMania. Have Drew and Cody. It would be a great match.
I'm just happy at the end of the day, at the end of the Elimination Chamber, one of them turned heel at least. If we would have went into Mania and they were both, it was just a friendly fight, I would have been out of it.
Yeah, it's true.
Like they could have waited till then to turn too, I guess, but you get more of a build up with them turning now. So at least it went off on a good note, and it was a shock. We got another shock right after the Royal Rumble was a shock with Jey Uso winning, and then we get this with John Cena. But yeah, it was disappointed CM Punk didn't win, but at least wasn't completely disappointed by the end of everything by how it went. We got the F-bomb. We got Cena turning. We got some type of story and heel and good versus bad going forward at least. Yep. You don't know what's going to happen.
Agreed. Except for John Cena's not going to win at Mania.
Most
so
likely
we put
not.
out a tweet to asking for people's opinions on it, and we got a few here. Derek M at _big_D_410 Big D. We see you, Derek. It said, predicted it on my Elimination Chamber pod yesterday. The promo he cut post Rumble was very heel-esque. I looking back on it, I agree with that.
Yeah. And I thought it wasn't at first. I thought he was just being, because he said, I'm going to do it to shake the hand of the man that wins 18. So I'm like, I think he's just, but looking back at it now, I was wrong. I don't got a problem admitting when I was wrong.
Yeah. Good comment from the Big D.
Yeah, I bring straight facts. I go straight to the truth from the beginning. You can't hold that against me.
Jamie at More Tierra said, I love that John Cena has turned heel. I'm loving it. Ooh, she really loves it. And I love the storylines that The Rock is coming up with. I'm enjoying it. I'm loving it. It's giving me fantastic energy. Let's keep it going. Seems like a Final Boss fan there. Thanks, Jamie. Oh, thanks for all your support and love, too. We really appreciate you, and I'm glad you love it.
Thank you.
Amanda Uso at
Uso
King Usi, but King with 3 eyes. I'm not going to spell it all out. Yeah, seeing Cena as heel is going to be very interesting. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it, too. I think it was something to shake up his last year and stuff. I think it's really interesting. Something that VKM could never pull the trigger on because of all the merch sales, but they're still going to sell merch.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. He's still going to sell merch because I don't know if it's true, but I saw somebody put out there that John Cena's confirmed to show up at somewhere later in March to whatever it is,
little tour,
and he might have a new theme song too, or go back to the old heel one, or this or that, or who knows? We will see. I just can't wait to see if he wears the same thing, if he switches it all up. Like, people are going to buy the new heel merch regardless. I guarantee that, because it's still his retirement tour. Like, it's going to sell regardless.
He's got to go back to the Word Life character.
Yeah. Word.
Zeus at the honorary Zeus. Most shocking moment since Mania 17. Okay.
Yeah, it's up there.
Yeah.
It's up there.
Yeah.
It's up there. It's one of the biggest ones.
Yeah, Austin heel was really unexpected.
Yeah. I didn't even see it as him as a heel when that happened. I just loved it, the way he beat The Rock with the chair. It didn't click.
Another shocking moment I'm not going to put on the same echelon, but like around there is when Seth turned on the Shield, because it was just so... Just didn't see it coming out of left field.
Yeah.
But yeah, agree with that. Austin turning heel at WrestleMania. This is, it's definitely up there because of the superstar power.
without a doubt.
Thank you, Zeus. And thanks for coming and hanging out in our live. Jacob at J Wade's World. That was much needed to shake things up for WrestleMania. We needed something nobody saw coming, and WWE delivered. I honestly thought Cena would always be a face, and he turned heel and sold his soul. That was a great show.
His eyes are black now. There's nothing left inside of John.
Yeah, he wasn't always a babyface, though. Remember, he did turn heel for a while when the Word Life thing did start out. A lot of people don't remember that, but
that's very true. Very true.
And Baby Sam did see it coming, so not nobody saw it coming. I didn't see it coming. I just didn't really think this was going to be a thing.
Hey, I mean, there's future. It's a positive look for the world. The youth is headed in the right direction.
Yep.
Baby Sam's got a good head on his shoulders. He know where it's going.
And by his striking young looks, he's got a good head in his pants.
I was going to say, yes. He must do very, very well for himself.
He's coming to America for a tour. If any women want to sign up for dates.
Stop in all 50 states.
Royce at Royce_Tool. Love that they made Cody bleed. Cena was absolutely savage. And it was perfect. Yeah, I think the blood added to it. I think, especially with his dad's Rolex.
Yes, it was
that's
a
what
lot.
They ended up saying. That's what Cody, or what Rock handed Cody the night after WrestleMania, was that Rolex.
Oh, that's what they said. Okay, so it's figured now. And then, of course, Cena was choking Cody with the Mama Rhodes panties.
Okay,
yeah, or that was his tie. Was it the tie or was it the panties? I don't know.
I think it was both.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Just for added support.
But it was good. He ripped the shirt off, like everything. Yeah, like the blood, all that. Everything was perfect. Needed to be done. Yes.
Yep. AD at A_Triv07. Triple H just did what Vince never had the balls to do. John actually sold out. What a time to be a wrestling fan. The only way this could have ever happened otherwise was in a completely different timeline. Or in AEW.
Yeah. And I'm sure John was cool with it too. Like I'm sure like he wouldn't have done it if he wasn't. He doesn't have to do what he doesn't want to do at this point.
I think John Cena needs a tan. He is whiter than Sheamus.
Yes.
Which Sheamus hasn't been around in a while. Yeah, agreed. And if I just want to hear him cut heel promos and see if he can kind of lead it.
That's what I'm
WrestleMania.
Yes, very curious to see how he's going to do that because we saw the post show afterwards, just the mic drop.
Mm-hmm.
So, which is good.
Shout out!
I was like, oh snap! Here he comes. He's walking down, and what's he going to say? How's he going to do this? And didn't say nothing. Just mic drop.
BM Punk, Bowel Movement Punk at Sky Blue Saner. I hope Miz comes out and F's up their little bromance as a response to them hijacking his WrestleMania moment. Okay.
Oh, Lord.
Good luck with that.
What I can see is Cena having maybe a little moment with R-Truth and beating him down. I think that'd be another way to get more heat for you, John Cena. R-Truth comes out, acts like, oh, everybody's saying you sold out, and I just wanted to get the truth because I don't think that's true, and and then Cena beats him down.
Yeah, especially with R-Truth being in the suite with Cody beforehand and stuff. I think it was kind of a little bit of foreshadowing there.
And then the tweet with Brandy Rhodes and him being, hold up, we don't have all the information yet.
Yeah.
This was AI. Yeah. We need a R-Truth beatdown from Cena.
We need to protect R-Truth at all costs because he is a national treasure.
Yes.
Aaron at Aaron H_426. That's all I got for you right now. And she just got a gif of Cena going.
Fair enough.
I guess she's shocked. Shout
out.
Aaron. Andrew at Blaziken 2K. Shocking, amazing. Gives us a storyline to keep us on the edge of our seats for WrestleMania. Absolute cinema. Shout out Andrew. And finally, we got our good old friend Howdy LFC at Howdy LFC 396. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm this happy. Cena turned heel. This is so weird. Well, we know you like weird things because of the Wyatt sucks. And
at least you found some type of enjoyment in another storyline other than the Wyatt sucks.
Yeah. And we just found out that LFC, Howdy LFC, LFC stands for Liverpool Football Club. So
yes,
We're
Yes.
starting to figure you out a little bit. We know
Yeah.
you're from across the pond.
I'm going to look you up. I'm going to figure it out.
Yes.
I'm going to search your IP address. I'm going to get to the bottom of this one way or another, Howdy LFC. You can't hide behind that computer much longer. Or your phone or whatever it is you're on, your tablet, whatever.
Send us a QR code. Let us know you're safe.
Yes.
Shout out to everybody giving us their comments. We're going to, on our way to go take down Howdy LFC, we're going to take a little stroll on the road to Monday night with some tunes.
Straight through memory lane. It's like that, y'all. It's like that, y'all.
Ooh, I am in a New York state of mind right now.
Taking a trip down memory lane, reminiscing.
Oh boy.
Fast
and we have made our
forwarding.
next stop to Monday night. Raw.
Yeah.
Man, oh man. This was in Buffalo, New York. Shout out to you Buffalonians. Sorry about none of your teams ever winning championships, but besides the lacrosse team, I heard they're really good. Out of the 6 teams in the league, they won the championship, so that's really great.
Shout out to QR Kev.
That's right.
Buffalo.
That's right. Hope you were live. But
Yes.
the Wyatt Sucks weren't there, so I'm sure you weren't.
Yes, true.
It started out with a fired up CM Punk, a passionate promo. This was amazing. Off the charts. Pipe Bomb 2.0, as I called it. Phenomenal. Kombat Jones is about to lay it down for you real quick.
Chris Cross, applesauce. CM Punk went in. Pipe Bomb 2.0. Pipe Bomb 2025. Amazing. Insane. I was so hyped. When he got out that car, pulled up, I was like, oh, snap. He walked straight, hit the music, dapped a few people up, a little harder than usual. Got that microphone.
I didn't see through the pants.
Man, I ain't even got to break it down or say everything he said, but he went off, like, calling, like, CM Punk does not call The Rock by The Rock. He only addresses The Rock by Dwayne.
Yes.
It hasn't changed for a long time, and it never will. Yes.
I'm going to get my hands on you bald frauds, and when I do, you're going to make a wish that I never did. Ooh.
Yeah. He went in. Hustle, loyalty, and respect. I seen through it. You were talking to the kids. I knew you were a fraud the whole time. You were fake. Man, what a great promo. What a great promo. He is...
The best. The best in the world on the mic. There's no two ways around it. Anybody can sit there and have their hate. You can have your hate from him leaving the other company. You can have your hate from being a fan of like Drew or Seth or any of these other people that have points of contention with Punk. You cannot deny CM Punk is the best in the world on that microphone.
He's the best in the world. I've said it. I don't care if people hate it or not. He's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. He's the greatest of all time. You could talk about the in-ring stuff. Maybe there's other people that did a little better. Fair enough. But as a whole, there's nobody that's ever captivated more people, that's been gone, where people were still chanting your name, that's caused more controversy, that's caused more headlines when he's not even there. When he comes out, it gets the biggest response. It gets the most views on YouTube. It gets the most views across the board. Nobody had the balls to stand up to Vince McMahon, The Rock, John Cena, or any of these other company men, John Laurinaitis, ever in the history of Tony Khan, the Bucks, some of the greatest ever, Stone Cold to his face. Nobody had the balls to do it other than CM Punk. Best on the microphone from all time, of all time. Shout out to Roddy Piper also. It would not be possible for Punk to be Punk without some of these people coming up that were the greatest and the best and up there too with them. But he's a GOAT. He's the GOAT.
Listen to the crowd here. The crowd was so behind him. They were locked into every word. They were letting him speak, but then when he let like a pipe bomb go, they were right behind him. Those CM Punk chants, man, they were shaking that building. I could feel them all the way over here 4 hours away. Electric, just absolutely electric. Loved every minute of it. He starts getting to Seth Rollins and he says, Becky Lynch, you're gonna need to come get your husband.
He said, I'm gonna put him in a wheelchair. If you don't come get your man, Becky Lynch, he's gonna be in a wheelchair, rolling around. Skirt, 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 skirt.
But then we do get Seth Rollins music. They meet in the rampway or the aisleway.
Oh,
They
yeah.
beat up each other.
Takes
They
off.
beat each other literally through the whole arena. Nobody could pull them apart.
Through the commercial break.
Through the commercial break, over the commentator's table, out into the crowd. Shout out Jillian, who follows us on Twitter as well. She showed a picture. He went right by her and her son. They were at the event. They were fighting right past them. Her son was caught on Netflix.
Oh, my God. I would have got a handful.
Of Punk? Can you imagine Kombat Jones on Netflix grabbing?
Or I would have
Punk
got
by
a
the
handful
junk?
of freaking. If Rollins would have went by, I would have grabbed a handful of his girly little long hair, his fake blonde hair, and I would have grabbed it so Punk could have slapped shit at him. Man. Yeah. Handicap match, so leave him handicapped in a wheelchair. But man, like them going for each other, like we're not always big fans of like this separation and then fighting and separation and fighting in the ring every time. It's always the same thing with the animosity. But between them, it's real. They made it seem real, and they kept going. And the look on Punk's face, blacked
the
out.
pull aparts in the brawls looked so much better than they did leading up to the Rumble.
And they were ripping each other's faces, it was believable.
And then it spewed over to the backstage, and even later on, Jackie Redmond was trying to get a word from Seth Rollins, and they started fighting again. And Adam Scrap Daddy comes in, and Scrap Daddy, they need to find a new Raw general manager because he cannot keep these people apart.
He cannot keep order. He's worse than Tony Khan almost. At least he stand up for himself.
I wonder if he feels safe backstage. But at the end, he tells Seth Rollins, "You want Punk, you got him." Next week, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, steel cage.
Madison Square Garden, New York City. CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Part 2, steel cage. Kombat Jones might have to take the drive.
If you buy tickets and go, Punk's gonna end up,
don't do it. Don't
end up with COVID or something and not be able to wrestle.
Do you have a prediction for this match?
Roman Reigns is going to come back.
That's what I was thinking. What I was thinking.
I think that I could see Rollins trying to escape the cage through the door, crawling out, and Roman Reigns runs in and does the drive-by kick thing.
And on a normal Raw, you probably wouldn't see it, but it is MSG.
Yeah.
It is Madison Square Garden. It is New York City, the world's most famous arena. Mm-hmm. The best town in the world. The best city in the world. No offense to Boston.
Yeah,
but
I'd say Boston's better.
It is New York, baby. And there's no bigger stage for that to happen other than a PLE for Roman Reigns.
Looking forward to that. These Raws on Netflix have been, for the most part, very good. No different here. Otis
I loved all
out.
of Netflix. I loved the whole episode of Raw.
This
for
Raw?
the most part. I did. I actually loved. I thought it was a great follow-up. It wasn't flat at all.
I agree.
Yeah,
it was a great fallout. And for time's sake, I'm going to skip over some stuff. But
you're right. Yeah.
We had Otis in the ring. Gunther came out, continued his challenge, like he did with Tozawa last week. He choked out Otis. Jey Uso came out to make the save, and then we had A-Town Down Under to make the save. Are they the new Imperium now? Kaiser ain't working with Gunther. It's A-Town Down Under apparently. But
yeah.
With this though, I gotta tell you, afterwards, later on in the night, they caught up with Jey Uso backstage.
Yes.
And they are really leaning into this IWC saying that Jey Uso doesn't have a chance in the ring and he just can't do it and stuff, because he cut an amazing promo here.
Fired up. Yeah, he was different. Happy-go-lucky was gone.
Yeah. I walked through the valley of the shadow of death. I fear no evil. Then he said, you may have choked me out, but you've awoken a monster. And like, it's like, okay, Jay, like, talk your
Then he
shit,
walks
man.
out into the cold streets of Buffalo, New York.
Without his
New
shirt
York, and
Yeah.
the middle of winter with no shirt.
Yeah, thanks, Pat McAfee, for making sure to tell us that it's the
Yeah.
cold winter of Buffalo. Shout
Go
out
get
Pat
some
Michael
buffalo
Cole.
wings. Go get some wings.
That's right, wings
Yeah.
and things. Yeah,
Yeah, wings and things.
AJ Styles backstage calls out Logan Paul, and as he's calling out Logan Paul backstage, who's the
devil?
The voice, the devil, the one pulling the strings, the puppeteer pulling the strings backstage in WWE.
The devil's
Karrion
advocate.
Kross.
Yeah.
Man.
Karrion Kross, so good.
Man.
On another level, after dismantling and banishing the Wyatt Six. Wyatt sucks. They have been... Oh, they're gone. Irrelevant now. Karrion Kross, every time he gets on the mic, every time he's backstage, cuts a masterful promo of getting in somebody's ear and making them rethink and not even scrambled, questioning their existence, questioning everything they thought, and making them overthink everything.
Now, you had said earlier Punk is the best in the world on the mic, but Karrion Kross, man, has a way with his words that just captivates me. I'm so bought into Karrion Kross, and he hasn't even been in the ring in 3 months or 2 months. And I'm just so blown away by everything he's doing. The backstage kind of, he's like sneaks in from the shadows.
Yes.
Whispers in someone's ear, sneaks back out. I would love a Karrion Kross CM Punk feud.
Yeah.
I would love it. Oh my goodness.
He can do it with anybody right now. Like the way he gets in people's ears, and he's just
it's captivating.
It's captivating. And then they walk off, and he always gets that a few last lines like, I'm pulling the strings. Gotcha.
Now, if you also saw like the Judgment Day promo backstage, there was a little segment of Dominic Mysterio sitting in the background with Karrion Kross too. It's
Might he be the third member or the new member?
This is the NWO, but yeah, I got you. Yeah.
I never thought about that. Maybe he's the member that Dom is talking about. That would be good. That would be good.
Then he kicks out Finn and runs the Judgment Day.
I think we might be onto something there. Jester Damas is a...
Yeah, because so we have Alexa Bliss with Nikki Cross, and then the Wyatt Sucks, right?
Right.
So now they have Raquel Rodriguez and Liv, the 2-on-2 for the women's, and then Karrion Kross has unfinished business with the Wyatt Sucks because he got the win.
Okay.
Before they disappeared, but he doesn't have Final Testament anymore.
Right.
So he takes over the Judgment Day and then continues the feud with the Wyatt Six with the new Judgment Day. Oh my God. We just
cracked the code.
Cracked it.
Karrion Kross is brilliant right now, though, and going back, like I wasn't like really crazy bought into him. Like he was great in NXT, but since he had showed up WWE, I was like, but ever since that whole Wyatt Six stuff and everything, like
amazing.
It's out the window now. He's great. He does his part, and he hasn't even gotten the ring, like you said. Like, give this man the keys.
That's it.
Let him run. Let him cook, as they say. Let him crash out.
Shout out Karrion Kross.
Yes.
The women's IC title match, Lyra Valkyria and Ivy Nile. Lyra continues to impress me. Yep. I think, and this is controversial, I think it was the best match of the night. I think it was better than the women's title match.
Really?
Oh, yeah, of course. I didn't like the women's title match at all.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
I think Lyra's a superstar in the making. I think she's a future world champion. Ivy Nile looked good. This feeds off their feud that they've been brewing for weeks. Yes. Ivy Nile eliminated Lyra from the Royal Rumble. She's been getting in Lyra's ear backstage. Mm-hmm. Really, really enjoyed it. Lyra selling the knee and really doing a great job selling the knee, not selling a knee, then getting up and running around and doing flip spots 4 minutes later.
They're both great. Yeah.
Both great. Yeah, Ivy Nile, I could see a big upside for her as well. Not ever winning a Rumble, maybe, but
Shout out to Mikey, but yeah, I mean, he was still rooting for her in the Elimination Chamber, and she wasn't even in it.
Mm-hmm.
So shout out to Mikey.
Then we had Chad Gable. We had the Chad Gable video of him finally seeing somebody to try to take out these luchadors. Oh, you got the box?
What's in the box? What's in the box? What's in the box?
Now people are saying he's going to become a luchador
I don't know.
himself. Oh, no.
It's empty again.
But this is interesting, right? Because he took off and said he was going to master the art of lucha libre and everything, right? But we
He
really
just
haven't...
went. He just took a vacation to Cancun. He's just been chilling on the beach.
But what was funny is they kind of deaded that. Besides the Creed brothers and Ivy Nile saying he was off doing his thing,
Right.
But what does this coincide with? We just heard news that Rey Fenix has been released from AEW, and then they dropped this. So I think they were
Word.
waiting for the release of Rey Fenix before they continued this storyline with Chad Gable and Penta.
Okay.
I
Wow.
really think so. So I think it's probably going to be the Lucha Brothers again, and maybe Rey Mysterio against American Made at Mania or something. But
ooh, that's...
I really think they were waiting for Rey Fenix's release before they moved forward with this storyline. They kind of put it on pause, but then we got the announcement that Rey Fenix has been released from his contract. Boom, run the tape, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, and Chad Gable starts 120 wasn't enough, or whatever money, pesos he was handing out. It wasn't enough. That guy wanted it all, and he got a box, and as soon as he opened the box, they cut off the camera, and
Now,
we don't know what was in it. I would assume it's probably a luchador mask. Might be empty, obviously, but...
Now, have you ever thrown that many bills at a package in a shady back alley before, or... No response is all the response I needed. The War Raiders defeated the Creed brothers.
I've took a few bills in the back alley too before.
Bro, yeah. Different time, different life. The War Raiders defeated the Creed brothers for the tag titles. I actually am becoming more of a War Raiders fan. I'm really starting to actually enjoy
it was good.
them in the ring.
It was good. They did good. Yeah.
A lot of high spots in this match. I thought it was really well done.
Crowd was into it too.
Yeah. The War Raiders. We kind of had our fun and our shots that we took at them and stuff, and the Viking gimmick. But now they seem to drop most of that and whatever. Like
more of like a biker thing now, almost, or just badass.
I was raised by bikers.
I wear a vest. This tattoo.
They're bikers and they're Vikings. They're my favorite tag team of all time.
Yes. This has so much singing to it. Best band in the world, baby.
Oh man. It's not a Viking sign though.
No.
That's not Viking death metal, bro. Finn Balor called out Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker comes down to the ring, takes out all of the Judgment Day.
What was he thinking? What is going through that idiot's head?
I like how
you don't call out the dog.
I like how they're leaning into Braun Breaker being the babyface, though. That's what they need to do.
Listen, you call me out in front of, and I'm in an interview, and I'm in front of Jackie Redmond, and you calling me out, I'm gonna crash out.
We're gonna fight.
Because I ain't going out in front of Jackie Redmond like that. Hell no.
Yeah, well, like I said, I like how they're leaning into, because the crowd buys into Braun Breaker. Everybody sees what a star he is, and there's no denying it. When he does the dogs are out, everybody barks. Just lean into him being a babyface. Put him in a heel feud, or a feud against a heel, and just let him cook, as the kids say.
Yes.
And the final match of the night, so we can get into it. The women's title, Io Sky challenged Rhea Ripley with Bianca Belair sitting ringside. And I want to get your thoughts on it, because, like I mentioned before, I did not like this match at all.
Yeah. So we talked about like having smaller, shorter wrestlers go up against bigger taller giants, right? You could say Io Sky is kind of on the smaller side compared to Rhea Ripley also, right? But I give all the credit to them because I thought it was a great match. I loved it. The spots they did, little things they did. I thought Rhea, if it falls on her, did a great job of making it look very believable and putting Io Sky over and making it seem like she had a chance because Io didn't have to like need help from the outside like Liv Morgan, per se would have to have help or play off of like an injury. Like she relied just upon her skill and her athleticism to take her through that match. And I thought they did a great job. The ending was a little weird with the way that it kind of turned out with the distraction. I don't think it was enough. I mean, I liked the little clash they had with Rhea and Bianca, but as far as like the moves they did, I thought it flowed and it was great. It shocked me though. I was shocked. I thought there was no way in hell. Yeah, I should have been on Twitch live streaming because I would have knocked everything over on this display. I would have destroyed this room and broke everything.
I'm glad you said that because something I didn't like about Raw was like the over 16 minutes of replays of people reacting to Cena turning and recapping it. Bro, we don't need to see that over and over again. Everybody is it got old after a while. It was like
we've seen a recap of every camera angle, about 10 different ones of the Cena heel turn throughout the whole night. Like they couldn't just play it one time or twice.
It was ridiculous. Anyway, so
I didn't see it coming though. I did not see Io Sky winning.
Like a prostitute with a blindfold. You didn't see it coming.
I did. No, not at all. I didn't see it coming.
This is what I didn't like about it was that there was power spots in the match that Io was standing toe to toe with Rhea during.
Yeah,
the blows back and forth,
kicking her in
like
the face.
You said, the size difference. It was like
yeah.
It was just a little too much for me. Again, a lot of these big high power moves, kick out, kick out, kick out, kick out, kick out. It was like, okay.
Yeah. Right.
The part with Bianca at the end with the referee coming in and why wasn't that a disqualification?
Yeah.
The fact that they did that whole thing and there was no disqualification, I said, that's like,
it didn't work in the right way that it should have. They could have did it differently.
Bro.
Yeah,
it felt like an AEW match. Like, again, and it's like, I gotta be fair across the board. Like, it just felt like, okay, so normally the person would be kicked out from ringside or a DQ would happen, but none of that whatsoever.
We seen how it happened. We seen what happened, but why did it happen? I know a lot of people are talking about a triple threat. I don't know if I'm even sold on that though. But why did this happen? Why?
Because Bianca's heel.
Okay.
Because she was working with
but
Naomi.
Bianca could have been heel against Rhea.
Yeah, but what does a heel do? They wanted to take the easier path. And would you rather face Rhea at WrestleMania or Io at WrestleMania?
Ooh, okay. So do you think they're leaning towards a triple threat, or do you?
Yeah. And the thing is, too, is Rhea confronted Bianca first because Rhea went out and was like, blah, 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 because remember, Io was down on the ground and Bianca was like clapping, telling her to get back in the ring. Then Rhea got out and was like, what are you rooting for her? You want to face her at WrestleMania?
True. She was rooting for Io more throughout the match. You could tell. Yeah.
They kind of bury Rhea sometimes as being a dum-dum. Like, look at her versus Liv when Dom fell out of the cage and instead of beating Liv, she went over and beat up Dom. And then instead of staying focused on Io, she's focused on Bianca. So they're kind of burying her a little bit in that aspect. But because when there was contact, I was like, that should be a DQ right there.
That's
and
true.
I can see,
normally
if
it would be.
The referee had her back turned or was checking on Io, but like the referee came out and like was right in the middle of it. Yeah. But at the end of the day, Rhea went to do a riptide off the top rope. Io reversed it into a Hurricane Rana.
Because Rhea was getting a little cocky and looking at Bianca. And that gave her just enough time to reverse it. Yep.
And it went from the Hurricane Rana to the over the moonsault. 1, 2, 3, big shot. Io Sky has won the women's championship. She is going to WrestleMania as the champion, unless they have a. Unless they have another title match before then, which is possible.
Yeah. Yeah, I like some of the moves throughout the match though. Like I thought the one thing we had a reversal early when Io reversed it and to a roll-up pin. And then later in the match, she did the same thing, but instead of going to the roll-up pin, which looked like she was going to do, she jumped up and she kicked Rhea in the chest.
Yeah.
Like there's little things that Io does that I think it really puts her over the top, and she really is a great wrestler. And I thought she stood toe to toe with Rhea, and I believed every second of it. Like,
well, and on top of that, she did like the Kairi Sane, the insane
insane elbow.
She did
too.
the Dakota Kai finisher. Then she did the Asuka lock, and they even called it out in commentary. So like shout out, hopefully Asuka's close to coming back because they haven't even mentioned her on WWE TV in such a long time. So that gave me hope that her and Becky Lynch being mentioned earlier, those two are coming back hopefully at some point.
Yeah. Then we had Becky Lynch after posting a tweet or whatever it was to CM Punk for calling her and Seth out and something to do with Roxanne Perez or some weird stuff. But people are talking, maybe it's going to be Seth and Becky Lynch versus CM Punk and AJ Lee. But I wouldn't hold your breath over it. But
me neither.
It'd be interesting. That's for sure. But I don't know about that. But it's cool to think about. But.
Yeah, so that was Monday Night Raw. The wheels are burning right now. And to be honest with you, the whole CM Punk Seth Rollins thing, I was really pumped about coming into Raw. I'm ready for SmackDown to see what happens on SmackDown. Cody's rebuttal, what happens, what's going on with it. Pretty deadly. Are they going to get the tag team titles? We shall see.
We know we're not getting John Cena for a while, which is kind of lame.
Yeah.
They're going to let it build, which, I mean, makes sense. But we need a response. We need something. Like, you got to hold us over, like, to a certain extent, in my opinion. Like, cut some type of promo or say something or do something. Like, you can't just rely on Cody the whole time for 3 weeks to get there now again. But that's what they do. That's what they do. I mean, what can we do about it? But.
Right. And for the WrestleMania main event, it's just going to be Cody building it. I mean,
Yeah. And now with Punk, too, and Punk and Seth were getting this match, people were like, oh, now they're going to save it for WrestleMania, and we're getting it this next week now on Raw, too.
That's right.
So who knows? And Punk had brought up during the promo, he said, I don't, word for word, don't quote me, but he still has the favor. Mm-hmm. He hasn't exhausted all his routes to the main event of WrestleMania yet, or something along those lines. So who knows? My opinion, he doesn't even have to use that favor for WrestleMania. It could go past. He could use it for SummerSlam. He could wait, and who knows what could happen with that favor at this point. I don't know. It was great, though.
I mean, we could talk about Mania for hours, but I could see Seth, Rollins, and Roman in a triple threat to main event night 1. So he gets his main event.
Oh, Seth, Punk, and Roman?
Roman in a triple threat, you know.
Yeah,
so
I could see that. Yeah, in a way, yeah.
I see Roman screwing Seth Rollins over next week, so then they're going to make it Seth
and
versus
then Punk
Roman at WrestleMania. Then Punk uses his favor to be involved in the match because he feel like he didn't get a clean win over Seth Rollins.
Okay. Yeah. That's fair.
Book.
Yeah. Punk kind of gets mad that Roman interferes on Monday to help him win that cage match, and maybe they get into a little shoving fit, and at the end, I don't know. I hope I'm there though, because I'm also hope I'm there to see Logan versus AJ Styles.
Boy, oh boy,
and whatever else happens. You know, when Raw goes to MSG, they're going to put on a hell of a show.
That's right.
Yeah.
Let us know if you're going to the show. Let us know in the comments what you think about Elimination Chamber, Raw, moving forward on the road to WrestleMania. Make sure to like, share, subscribe. Tell your friends about the Ringside Renaissance.
And if I'm able to go, I will let it be known to everybody, and I will post from there. I will try to live stream. I will do it all. I will get pictures, and I will be the boots on the ground.
Ooh.
So let's all hope I'm there. I will be representing for Ringside Renaissance. I still got some stickers. It's got the old logo, but it's got the link on it. You already know. I'll be handing them out. I'll be there doing meet and greets. I'll have my table set up. Just joking. I'll be there representing for Ringside Renaissance there, though, for anybody who wants to show love.
Awesome.
Man, Elimination was crazy, though.
It was, man.
Elimination Chamber was amazing. It was crazy. The fallout was crazy. Everything was insane. The pre-show was a lot of fun again. All the people we had on. Shout out to everybody. Make sure you go back and watch that. I tagged everybody in there. Go make sure you follow, subscribe, like, everything. Support them. They're great people. Shout out to everybody that had their own stuff going on that couldn't come on either. We totally understand and we get it. Everybody's trying to do their own thing and got to do what they got, what's best for them. But,
Yes, sir.
but we got love for everybody, for most.
Agreed. For most.
Yeah. We got love for you if you got love for us. If not, then, well, you can. Yourself. Yes.
Right.
Yes. A lot of fun. Shout out to everybody. Once again, hit that like button. Smash that like button. GTS that like button. But do not go to sleep on us. Don't sleep on us because we want all the smoke and we bout it all, baby. Yeah. Hell yeah. So we'll be back to talk SmackDown, Raw, whatever else we do next time. This next week. We'll see what we do. Be on the lookout. We appreciate you watching. That's the best tag team partner, the best co-host in the world, Pretty Deadly Jesse. Yeah. And I'm Andrew. Kombat Jones. And you've been listening to the Ringside Renaissance Wrestling Podcast. Peace.